Hello, I'm Adam, and welcome to the first in this series of Tetris Publishing videos on querying SQL Server. In this first video, I'll show you how to install SQL Server, how to install SQL Server Management Studio, and how to download and install the sample database, Prestige Cars, that we'll be using to query data throughout this series. This is the page on the Microsoft website from where you can download SQL Server. There are three possible versions of SQL Server that you could use, but I suggest when you're learning SQL that you're probably better off using the Express Edition. So the thing to do is click on the Download Now button for the Express Edition, and then click on Run when asked. The download will proceed, and after a few seconds choose the basic installation type by clicking on it. Then you'll see the license screen. Accept this, and finally click on the install button, accepting all the defaults that the download process suggests. Now the download might take a good few minutes, so it's time now to cut ahead to the end of this process. Once the download has finished, you'll see the Success splash screen appear. Now all you have to do is wait for the end of the installation. This too could last a few minutes. So basically I've cut ahead to the very end of the installation process. Once SQL Server is installed, you'll see the Installation Successfully Completed screen. This is good news because it means that SQL Server is now installed on your computer. All that remains to do is to click on the Close button and confirm, yes, you really do want to exit the installation process. The second thing to do is to install SQL Server Management Studio. This is the piece of software that lets you write queries and see the results of your queries. What you have to do now is activate the download. In this case it's version 17.6 of Management Studio that's the latest one, though of course you might see a later version. So go and click on Download SQL Server Management Studio. This will call up an option and you click Run, and then you let the download continue. The download is now underway, but it can take quite a while to complete, so I'm going to jump to the end of the download process. Once the download is complete, you'll see the Install dialog. Here you just click the Install button and the installation process will begin. The installation process could take quite a while, so once again I'm going to jump to the end of the install process. Once everything is complete, you'll see the Setup Completed dialog. This is good news because it means SQL Server Management Studio is now installed, and all you have to do is click the Close button to end the installation process. Time to run Management Studio. Click on the Windows button and in the list of apps scroll down until you see Microsoft SQL Server Tools 17. Click on the little down chevron to the right of this and then click on SQL Server Management Studio to run the app itself. The first thing that happens when you open Management Studio is it asks you to connect to a server. There should be one, the one that you just installed, on your machine. If you have several instances, as they're called, installed, then choose the one you just installed and click Connect. We now need to set up a database for the sample data. Click on Databases on the left of the screen. Then right-click and select New Database. In the database name field, enter Prestige Cars. No space, and then simply click OK. That's it. Your database is now ready to hold and host the sample data. To get the sample data, navigate to www.tetrispublishing.com/SQL Server and make sure you copy the zip file that is there into C SQL Queries Sample Data. Once this is done, expand the zip file and your folder should look like the screen you can see now. Now for the final step, setting up the sample database. Firstly, expand the Databases folder on the left and make sure that the Prestige Cars database is there, then click on it. This selects the database. Then go into the File menu, select Open, File, and navigate to the folder you just created, SQL Queries Sample Data. Click on the SQL Queries Sample Data.sql file and open it. This file will open in Management Studio. Now all you have to do is to click the Execute button that is in the toolbar at the top of the screen, and after a few seconds the database is created. It's as simple as that. Thank you for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this short session and that it will encourage you to continue learning all about querying SQL Server. And remember, if you need a full and progressive introduction to querying SQL Server, you can always take a look at our books on this subject. These 2 volumes can help transform you from a SQL novice to an analytics maestro. To find them, just go to Amazon.com and search for Query Answers with SQL Server. Alternatively, visit your local bookstore. If you want to download the sample data that you saw in this video, as well as the SQL queries that we used, then navigate to www.tetraspublishing.com/SQL Server. Here you can find the sample data for download and practice querying it using SQL Server.